Okay, in the first part of this week's Code Clinic, I'm going to show you how you should organize your project files when you're creating a website, and also how you can link among the files within your website. So you'll notice that over here on the left, I've created a new project called Profile Project. I'm going to open the project up. Now, I've taken the profile page that I created for you before in previous Code Clinic videos and in class as well. And I've taken that one single page and I've broken it up into multiple pages. Okay. So research, teaching, bio statement, contact information, etc. Okay. Because the one page model that I had before, where it was all just one page, was really just too long and it didn't look that great. So what I want to do is I want to split these up into multiple pages, and then I'm going to have a menu up here on the right hand side so that I can click on any one of these and it will take me to another page. As you can see right now, I can't click on anything because these aren't links yet. So in a moment I'm going to show you how you can turn these into links. But first, I want to talk about how you organize your files in a website project. So you can see that within my profile project folder, I have several other subfolders. I have a folder for documents, where I have a Word document right now. And in the second part of the Code Clinic for this week, I'll show you how you can import these documents into these folders in Aptana. I have a folder for images and a folder for style sheets. Okay, so in general, you want to have folders for the types of content that you're going to have on your site. Documents, images, videos, perhaps. Style sheets, where you will put all of the CSS files that you use to control the layout and the style, the look and feel of your website. But all of your HTML files are going to be on the same level. Okay, so you can see that all of these files are on the same level. That these files, because they're within folders, are indented one level to the right. And the location of files within folders, or what's called on a server a directory, but really a directory and a folder are the same thing, where your files are located on the server, in folders or directories, determines how you will link to them when you begin to link to them in the code on your web pages. Okay, so you need to be very careful and very mindful of where you're putting your files. You need to be very organized. But in general, all of your HTML files are going to be on this top level within your project folder. And as you're going to see right now, that makes it really easy for you to link to them from other HTML files. So if I switch over to the code view, I can see here that I have created a menu. Okay, it's an unordered list. I have named it. I've given an ID, an identification of nav. You can see that right there. And then using some code in CSS, I have told the browser, using this code right here, to display that menu on the top right hand side with no bullet points, in line horizontally as opposed to up and down, which is how unordered lists are usually displayed, and with a slight little border in between each one of them. Now I'm not going to go into the details of exactly how I did that in CSS, but just know that that's what you can do in CSS, and that when you want to change the look and feel of a list, CSS is what you're going to use to do that. And we'll go over more CSS tips and tricks as we move through the semester. But for right now, I'm just going to show you how you can very quickly and easily begin to link to all of these other files. So right now, I'm in the index file, which is this file right here. And in my first list item, I want to create a link from this file, index.html, to contact.html. And Aptana, it's actually really easy. I can just highlight contact, the word contact, click on the link icon at the top. The text is now surrounded by the anchor tag, And in the href attribute, I can simply say contact.html. So just type in the name of the HTML file that you want to link to. And that's all I have to do. Because the two files are on the same level as one another, all I have to do is specify the file name for the other file that I want to link to. So if I save that file and then go and preview it, we can see that now contact has turned blue because it's now an active link. If I scroll over it, it turns green. Again, that's a property that is defined and controlled within the CSS file. Now if I click on it, it will take me to the contact page. Okay. Now I've already done the links for each of the other pages. You can see that they're already active links. They're already blue, and if I scroll over them, they turn green. Okay. So if I click on home, it will take me back to home. But I haven't completed these yet for the home page. So let's go back in the code and put those links in as well. And it's just as easy as putting in the first one. So I highlight teaching, surround it with the anchor tag, and as you might have guessed, I just type teaching.html. The only thing to be careful of here is to make sure that you spell the file name correctly, and it is case sensitive. Okay, so the first letter here cannot be capitalized. Even though it's capitalized here in the text that we're turning into a link, it cannot be capitalized over here. Why? Because none of these file names are capitalized. They're all lowercase. Okay, so you have to maintain the same capitalization. It is case sensitive. So let's insert research. That's just research.html. Education is education.html, and finally home is not home.html, but rather it's index.html. So remember, whatever you want to be your home page, you need to name it index.html. Whatever else you actually call it, the name of the file must be index.html. Okay, so let's save that, preview it in Safari, and we have active links. And there you have it. So, you want to keep your folders, you want to keep your files organized by putting them in folders based on the type of file that they are, whether it's a document or an image, a style sheet, a video, etc. And your HTML files, you're going to want to keep them on the same level so that it makes it easy for you to link among those files. Because when they're all on the same level, all you have to do when you insert a link is just specify the file name and you're good to go. Just make sure you type the file name correctly and you do everything in a case-sensitive way. Okay, in the next part, we're going to talk about how we can import these files into these folders in Aptana and then how you link to them.